Olubunmi Ojo is a visionary Nigerian entrepreneur and founder of Dayari.ng, a fast-growing brand for customized notebooks and premium lifestyle accessories. With over 13 years of experience in both digital and traditional marketing, he has mastered the arts of building strong brands and customer engagements for his business and past clients, leveraging a community of nearly 700. No, now it's 7,000 now.
It's 70,000.
Yeah, it's 70,000 now. Sorry, 70,000 now. Leveraging a community of nearly 70,000 Instagram followers, of which we've crossed now 70,000 Instagram followers. Olubunmi has transformed personalization into a thriving business model driven by creativity, faith, and excellence, and is expanding Dayari.ng into a global brand that inspires a lasting expression. And it's really, really nice to have you on board.
Thank you so much.
So I think the first place we should start now is your entrepreneurial journey, because I think it's the vice versa.
Yes.
I was also there to see when you started. Is it Gospel
Redefined?
Gospel Redefined.
Yes.
Gospel Redefined. And seeing Diary grow today is really, really exciting. I was having a conversation with my brother. It was like, if there is anybody that calls himself a marketer, that's now you. It was like, because he got to see you build Diary from the scratch into what it is today. And it's more like, and this is something that is very, very rare in this industry, where you get to see people that act what they preach.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see a lot of people that call themselves marketers, but you cannot really see that in the businesses that they run or even the clients that they helped.
Yes.
So how's it been so far? So like, what's your earliest memory of hustling, or creating something?
Wow, I think my earliest memory of creating something will be 2012 or 2013. So what became Gospel Redefined was from the passion of writing articles, to encourage teenagers back then in church.
From Yabatech.
I've not even gained admission then.
Okay.
No, I've gained admission, yes. So just write content to it. So, and from there, I just like, okay, as the inspiration is coming, let me, keep writing the contents and have a place where I was storing them. And that time I wanted to store it online, because I know I can't keep records on books and that. So that was when I got blogger.com. Then the first blog was thingsdevelopment.blogspot.com.
I've always wanted to know what put you into the business of customization.
Okay. So there are 3 different stories to that, and I can only share one story per time. But the 3, they work intertwined. So I was working at Contessa, and not only I worked at Contessa, and I also worked at Skybank. They were the 2 times that I saw, embossed, customized notebook being given to customer. So I remember then when I was at Skybank, they gave these premium customers, top-notch customers, they give them a customized diary, or 2014 diary, I think, or 2013 diary. So the customers refused to claim it. I felt like, taking it, but the customer's name is on it, so they can't share it to anybody. And even though it is diary, but the fact that it is customized gives it, a unique feel to it, and it gives, it feels like, it feels more personalized, and that way. And I was just like, this will also make sense to be able to give someone this. Now, let me share the second side to it. I've always had this story. This is the second way I will address it. I've always had this theory that in Nigerian markets, there are 3 strategies at which anybody can do anything and make money. 3 things that you can sell. Number 1, you have to sell something that helps people to make more money. That might be through coaching or through, or job advertisement, like you need this, pay me, then I get it for you. Or if you do this, it helps you to make money. That's number one. Number two, something that saves people time. People want to get that, maybe delivery business or whatever the case is. Number three, something that gives people pleasure. So something that can help people make money, or something that can save people time, or something that can give people pleasure. Those three categories of, markets are what Nigerians are most comfortable about paying for. So in the category of what gives people pleasure, when I chose that, I narrowed down on that, and like in that area, what are the things that could make sense? I noticed that gifting, people like to gift, and people receiving gift also give them pleasure.
Yeah.
And what kind of gift can be affordable yet thoughtful to gift people? A customized gift. No matter how it is, it feels thoughtful. It means there's a process. If it is customized, it means that you did not just remember and buy it off shelf today. A thought process went into it, and it makes people to appreciate it more. And that kind of thing could be timeless, could be elegant, could even, give a whole lot of things. And because of that, it has actually turned out to be a very good business for us.
That's really, really interesting to hear. So across multiple businesses that you've done, Dayari, Gospel Redefined, so what's that one pattern or habit that you've seen that is repetitive in yourself?
Managing people. It's managing people. The way business is built is by building the people that can run the business. The best any founder could do is to have the blueprints. When you have the blueprints, you will need people to run it. So I want to know from Gospel Redefined, I learned one hard lesson from Gospel Redefined. There was a time I had two writers, and I mounted pressure on them to deliver. And one of them was like, although we need your platform to display what we are writing, but you are not paying us. So why this unnecessary pressure? And from there, the writer lost interest. And I just noticed that I did not manage that relationship very well. So from there, I learned that if you can make people to be happy in what they are doing, not necessarily make them happy, but show some sense of support, then to get them to be productive or to get them to yield the best part of what they are doing can be easy. So one of the things, even when during Reculia, I took charge of managing the team. So because managing people, understand them, manage them, you get the best out of them. It is that simple. So one thing I've been able to do consistently is I'm here now, business is running, just because you've been able to support people and raise people to know what they are doing, and they understand what they require. Not forceful, but people who are confident and who are happy to deliver the best for you without you being on the next.
Managing people. I actually have a very, very crazy experience that I've been waiting to share. During the early days of Clickwave, I think the first 3 months we used 3 different social media managers for the first 3 months. First was because I noticed that it was difficult to communicate. The blueprints was there, but it was difficult to create that picture in their minds. And I noticed that after every meeting we have, when they decide to push out content, it is very, very far from what we discussed.
Yeah.
Now, this now led to the experience of one guy, maybe due to frustration of having so many iterations. This guy threatened to beat me and my co-founder. This guy threatened to beat us. Was really, I was like, hey, thank God you know the Lagos. You know, say in the Lagos, if you just come meet my people. So managing people, that's something that I've really, really come to learn over the years. And also, there's something you said about making them. There's something that I always tell my staff is that take ownership. I created a document. It's part of the onboarding documents that we have. It's how to succeed working with Benjamin. So that document has everything that they should expect from me and what I expect from them. So in terms of communication, in terms of quality of work, once they are finishing the onboarding with the HR, they get to have that document. It's like a starter pack.
Yeah.
So that would already give you an insight into what to expect. So not that you're just coming in and you're having some unrealistic expectations. So by the time we are now into the business and maybe one of the other parties start messing up, go back there. You read this, so you should already have an understanding of how we work. Aside the whole policies that we've created, that one was very, very important. I think managing people in business, it is really, really important, because aside having a frustration of scaling your business, managing clients, if the guys that are helping you work for those clients keep frustrating you, that's already like a step to the business being an issue for
Close
you.
down. Yes. Yes.
So it's really, really important. And I think the next thing I want to talk about now is, and this is something I said earlier before we started this conversation, is the importance of having the right circle of friends, or having like minds in business. Because like I said earlier, that that I don't know what trajectory my career path would have taken if I didn't meet you and the other circles, Mr. Tolu, Paul, and my brother. So seeing you guys from that beginning, it changed the way it changed my perspective about digital marketing. Now I've always seen digital marketing as you just go, you create content, you write articles, you do SEO. Digital marketing from Reculia, digital marketing top to bottom, you do content, email, project management, and all of those stuff. But seeing how you guys were implementing it was totally different. So, and that was, that's one of the things I'm most grateful for in this life, was having to experience, the circles that you guys had then. So, how important do you think it is?
I think it is everything. I honestly think it is everything. If the cycle that you have is what determines what you are able to, bring out. And why do I say that? And in a lot of ways, the cycle has to be healthy. You now can tell. The same, one of the things that I'm struggling with is now to have even people of like mind, of like passion, to be available to have all those kind of. So it is when you are in the rough state that you actually have, you need, people to be there around you. There's this analogy of one way how stones have been, smoothed. You pack plenty rough stones, you put them into a machine. The more the more the machine is rolling, those stones are actually polishing one another. So it is when you have people that are able to go through the rough part of things with you, you all come out to be better. And that is why every young person that I've come across, I tell them the best set of people you can have in life that can help you are maybe people that you meet in school, or maybe service here, because all of you, something has leveled all of you to be one place, and your background does not have to define you. However, there are people who have edges, or they have advantages that you do not have. Now, how you're able to take advantage of the relationship can help you. If not, by the time you get to the top, and anybody now that wants to come into my circle will be talking business first. I won't be able to do some things for you for free because we just met. You also will not be able to do some things for me because we are just friends. But this early days circle, it really, really helps. That is when people they can come to your house and say, okay, we are crashing 3 days till we solve this problem. Now that you are there, you hardly have someone like that. So find, for every young person, I won't say I'm old, but now this kind of circle that I would need next will be a circle for scaling, not to test run ideas. It will be, you have one business I want to expand to the next business or to the third business, or I'm doing locally, I want to move global. Why have you done this? But for someone who is just starting from scratch, you need as you are growing in life, make sure that you have people people in your circle. That circle also helped me. It changed my work ethics. Although I was working before, but it changed my work ethics. Every day you see someone who is passionate about delivery, and you also see someone who is like Olumide used to do. Oh, I'm on this project, but this work is getting big. I have someone I can recommend. There's a popular saying that when you go alone, you can go fast. But when you go with people, that's when you can go far. And that's the reality of it.
I think one other thing I would like to add to that is, aside having the right circle of friends, is also mentors. I made a video, I can't remember when, it was early this year, on importance of having mentors. There's this stereotype on mentorship where it has to be physical, or you need to have a one-on-one mentor. Now, the importance of having mentors. I have a lot of mentors. I have a lot of indirect people that they don't even know they're mentoring me. So I see their life from afar. I see exactly what they're doing, and I try to fact check it. Okay, how will this thing benefit my life? So as I'm seeing it, I'm not just taking everything copy and paste. I am weighing it in to see how I can model it into my own life. One other thing that I've always admired, and I think I've said this also here today, is how sharp you are at marketing, digital marketing. If I think if they will mention top 5, top 10 digital marketers, your name should be there. And this is something that my brother also said, because we've seen you do the work, like you act what you preach. So, and one other thing that I've seen most business owners and professionals mistake they make is they have this strong definition of marketing. So, like, how do you define marketing beyond ads and social media?
Okay, that's quite an interesting question. Marketing, it's about one thing. How I define marketing is about being able to convince people, and that boils down to understanding human behavior, or let me just say yes, human behavior, or the psychology behind how people respond to things. You know what you are trying to sell, and you are trying to get people to buy. So if you do not, that's one of the things that I used to tell people in some of my classes, that I can teach you how to set up ads, and your ads might not be profitable, because it is all about. So immediately I stopped, helping people to set up ads at one point, and I just, when people reach, I say, I don't set up ad. I can give you ad strategy. I can look at things and tell you what you are able to do, because the real idea of the marketing is knowing how to convince people to buy without forcing them, without coercing them. Up until now, the only time that I had to reach out to people in the DM to tell them, please buy from Dayari, was the first week we started the business. And what was I looking for? I need to get my first sales. It does not matter what it takes. So I got friends and family, 2 people who were like, and how did I do it? I did a mock-up of the customization for them. That, see, imagine your name on this notebook. So I did the mock-up, put their name. I sent it to maybe 20 people and said, I would sell this for 7K. But since I'm the one coming to you, if you pay me 5K, I'll get this done for you. So I just wanted to show people that I can do this. And from there, that I did it, I went online. And what I did was that I did sample for myself, and I posted. It was the sample that I used to run ads and all of that. But what I have never gone to anybody's DM to say that, please buy from us. No, even celebs, everybody just has to come. Why? Because when you are able to position your market in such a way that it can attract or interest people, it can you position the market in such a way that it speaks the language of the people who you are looking for. Then when they see it, it resonates and they come to you themselves. So, and that is just the idea. Marketing is not just how much you are able to sell. It is about understanding how people who are willing and able to buy would respond when they see something that is worth their money. That is what I'll call marketing.
That's really, really profound. Now, moving on to, one other thing that I think small business owners, they mistake a lot, and this is particularly about ads and social media management or marketing as well. So what's that one or two things that you think business owners often mistake or they often misunderstand about marketing?
I think one of the things that people often mistake about marketing is they believe people over, how do I put it now? They praise their effort more. Like, think I have done this, I've done that. One of the things, like, the people want to put in effort to look big. Yeah. Meanwhile, the person who wants to buy from you is just, there's something else that they are thinking about. So, take for example, let us use, is people amplify the efforts and leave the main thing, which is convince the buyer. One of the mistakes people are doing is because you've put in so much effort in preparing something that it should go far. It necessarily does not, or people should buy it, or because this is good. Any amount of energy you put into crafting something that it is unique, be ready to put 10 times of that amount of energy into marketing it, because you will need to reinforce the idea into people that this thing is really, really worth it. You will need to explain to people what it took. That's one. Let me use two very, very different people. There's this guy online called Olubunmi. He's a real estate guy. You say, I've been Olubunmi, and I'll use Elon Musk. These are two people who, no, there's no similarity, but what do they have in common? The Olubunmi guy, he does not on his page, he does not say, come and buy. He just tell people what goes into construction, why construction has to be detailed, why it needs to go through some calculative and rigorous process before you land to the point where you say you are building. And because of that, how he communicates and explains those details makes people to be interested in buying from him, and he sells that way. Then look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk doesn't launch a product and say this product took us so long to build and this is the price you are putting in. He kind of informs you earlier. He even shows you his failure, makes you to see the process that is going into it. He's not ashamed to tell you that this product failed, then we are going back to, he wants to show you so that you also recognize the amount of effort it took to get that thing done. So it is not in the finished product. People want to see the only way they will value it, especially something people do not have any other thing to compare it with. People want to see what actually went down. Why is this thing worth it? They want to compare it. And that is how the value is. Another company that I know uses that strategy is Apple. Apple will never tell you that our battery is now 3,000 milliampere hour. Never. They'll just tell you that this battery performs 2 times better than the previous iPhone. Because they know what people are thinking. It's about comparing. Yeah. People always want to compare. Okay, you are saying this value is good. Compare to what? So when you understand that, it is not about you telling them. You have to compare what you are offering people. Compare it to something that they already have. and you now elevate the advantages that yours have and how it makes things to be better, or how it makes things to be different. Also, if you actually have a rigorous work behind it, you need to be able to show people, lure them in, let them soak in and have that interest, then they buy. The reason why Tesla's stock is really, really that high. Now they are just pushing Tesla. But we know before they started selling Tesla, even Cybertruck, people were already pre-ordering Cybertruck when they've not even test-driven it. But because somebody showed them the process it took, they saw the flaws. They said, "Oh, yeah." The showcasing flopped with the glass that was breaking. Yeah. It even made people to invest more. Some people were saying that it did intentionally. Maybe it did intentionally or not. But it was showing you that I'm not perfect. The same way videos on Instagram that were not shot on DSLR camera can trend. Why? Because people, once it is too perfect, just the same way, messages from AI, when it is too perfect, people are not that comfortable with it. So everything people should know about marketing is you need to communicate the value, not the perfection. And you also not only communicate the value, amplify the message about everything that goes into it. It's as simple as that. I can go on and on. Have you seen Rolex ad before? When you see how Rolex, the wristwatch brand, how they do their ad, because you can't really tell the difference between one Rolex ad, except you are a watch collector. You can't really tell the difference. But how they show you with, graphic detailed, with different perspective of the same watch, it is to lure you so that you understand the value. You understand why this watch is worth $40,000, $100,000. But it is just a watch. It tells nothing other than time. It's not Apple Watch. It does not read your BPM. It does not read anything. It only tells time. But they are making you to understand that in the process of craftsmanship and the what it represents for you, they are communicating even without them telling you that by wearing this watch you feel bigger. They are making you to have that conversation and conclusion in your mind that there is value in the production process that got this product here. And because of that, it is worth the item and paying for it. So everybody that wants to market should be able to communicate value without mentioning the price.
Talking about how many business owners, they feel to prioritize, like the process for creating the business. So most people, they create the products, they create everything, the service, and they start looking for buyers. So instead of first looking for the problem, look for the problem, look for the need
first. You design card first. You print T-shirt first. Design website. Then you go to CAC and register. And you do TIN. Before you sell it to the number one customer, you buy a shop and get AC. Feeling that when people see this, it will convince them. No. Nobody wants that. People want to see the rough process. One of the things that encourages people to buy from you is people want to watch you grow. That is one of, if I will advise anyone, is people want to see you grow before they take you serious. The reason, at the beginning, we're talking about you charging $35,000 for a website, and another person, your brother, was charging $400,000. The person who eventually paid $400,000 saw him grow, or saw how far he has grown, or saw the status or the capabilities of the things that he has. But you were charging $35,000 because the person you are trying to convince did not see how much you have grown or how far you have grown. So when you're able to show people growth, that is it. Then they'll be like, it's worth it. There's this Otedola's book. So it's currently trending online today, and people were talking about how it took loans. I said, that guy, compared to OPay. And I said, this is one thing. Number one, OPay are giving you loan without collateral. That's number one. He, even if he drops collateral or not, he has net worth. He was taking that loan against assets.
Yeah.
The total money was 172 billion naira.
Yeah.
But as at that time, his value was worth more than 172 billion. That's the reason why they can be telling the host, no, take your time, it's fine. Because they know he has something.
Mm-hmm.
He has value. So how did anybody, now if anybody will take loan, there are people that can give you loan, even if not up to 172 billion. But if anybody will give you loan today, maybe bank, maybe personal person or an individual, it is based on the growth that they've seen. That you've handled 100,000 before, you've handled 1 million before, you've handled 10 million before, and now you are capable, not just that, things, not just your past, and now you are capable of turning 100 million to 150 million. And they say, yes, we are betting towards that. Then we can give you loan. So, number one, your future is what is giving them the promises, but your past is what is giving them the confidence. I started Dayari with just 30,000 naira.
Wow.
And 30,000 naira. How was it 30,000 naira? Number one, I got someone to do the sample for me. Did 2 samples. The first one, did 2 samples and just helping customize my name on it. And it did its sample, and it did 2 samples for 20,000 naira, and the remaining 10,000 naira I used it to run ad. Now, what did I do? The customer, and my name on the notebook was what I used as ad. I invested my money on it. People saw the name on it. They saw that it was a Nigerian name. They saw it was customized, and someone is saying this is possible. That was how and why it was easy to convince people who had never met me, who does not know my reputation online, to pay their money without seeing me.
One of the realities of entrepreneurship. I think most people, they go into business or creating a business all for the glamour. And by
for status.
CEO. CEO of WhatsApp status.
Yes. see, everybody is very quick to have a business name. I mean, how do you think the name Dayari even came? Because I didn't want to stress myself about name. Because it is not about name. I wish people will understand this thing. I mean, this is a topic I can talk on and on. Look at the name. God is Good Motors. That business is doing well now. God is Good does not look like a name anybody should give a business. It looks as if it is dead from start. But it's not. The idea is not in the name. The idea is in what you are capable of doing, what you are able to do. Some people say that too much church people. How will you say God is good? Who don't know say God is good?
And even atheists, Islamic people, they still use God is good.
Why? Because of value. Because of value. Dayari, I was like, what will I call this thing? In fact, let me tell you, as at the time we started Dayari, I do not know the difference between a notebook and Dayari. I thought every notebook is a diary. It was after I started selling Dayari, I know that diary is the one that has the calendar year, and notebook is the one that does not have. So the idea was, what Atlanta diary and diary. How can I make it sound unique? Diary. That it will not just be diary. That you can along the line you can incorporate something. Just make it a Yoruba name. The passion to sell was much more important than getting things right or getting the store sorted. No, I just wanted people to believe in what I'm selling, and they should be willing to pay for it. It was that. So there was nothing fancy. I was up to now. Our DP is the picture that I put. I got the picture from online to see a notebook like that, and I just use it as DP. Our logo is not, because this fancy thing are not what people need. Someone and please, if there's any social media manager out there, I need you to listen to this. You come to them and say that I want to scale this business from point A to B, and they tell you, your bio. No, it is not my bio. It's not only bio is good, but bio is not the reason why you are not selling. If your profile communicates enough value, people will understand what you are trying to communicate without the bio. Does the bio make it look good? Of course, yes. It is all part of the brand. But I am saying we major, let me use, like they say, you major on the minor. There are so many things we pay attention to that are not what should be consuming our time and our energy. Get out to sell first. Make sure that somebody is paying you for your services first. That is what every day, that is what you should be thinking about. When you have that as a constant key, that every blessed day, people are paying you for your services, you will improve. From the money, you know what to do. You know how to deliver cheaper. You know how to deliver faster. You know how to deliver more quality. Sales is life. Everything thrives on sale. So whatever you have to do to get people to buy, whatever you have to do to get sales, that's what you should do. Nobody should think that it is about maybe if the logo is not fine, that's why people are not buying. If Nike changed their logo today, although it might have effect on the brand perception, but it is the groundwork that people are doing that will make them sell. That is why a lot of companies have been able to come back from bad PR and even sell more. Because it is not, it is about understanding what will make people to buy, and that you are willing to give a whole lot of work into sales than looking good. If I can look bad and sell more, I will look bad. Yes, I will look bad as long as I'm not committing crime, or I'm not doing what will hurt another person, or what will also ruin my whole life in the future. If it will help me to sell more, if I see that this is the way that I can sell faster, of course I will approach that. Or if it is the only way I can sell, of course. Let me conclude on this. Have you seen people who are selling on this bras and pants and lingeries? It all started on Instagram as a discreet business, but now public. People are willing to wear bra, only bra and pants and bikini, and that's in front of camera, because what do they call it? Carry your business on the head shamelessly. Because how do you explain to someone who is busty that this is your size, unless they see it? Now, to see it means that you have to maybe hire somebody, but who will be readily available to be showing you, if not you selling it? Of course, it comes with some unfavorable comments and experiences, but those people, the people who are doing it, understood that this is what it takes to sell their business. Now, that idea must have been started by someone. Everybody in that space now know that is what you have to do. That is what you have to do. You want to wear jalami and sell bra? How?
that's really hilarious. And I think one other thing that you said here, and was a lesson that I learned, is knowing the quality of work to deliver to a client and knowing how to deliver. There was one particular client that we lost because we over-delivered. Now, it was for lead generation, and that was it's actually one of the biggest deals that we closed. Now, we were supposed to deliver leads for them. It's a real estate agency. Now, it was supposed to last for maybe 5 to 6 months. One of the mistakes we made then was over-delivering, and they wanted us to do lead generation for the next 6 months. So the whole idea we had was to, as our first big project, let's over-impress them so we can get referral, which is right. But then there comes the downside, which is something that I learned, is that sometimes over-delivering can hurt your business. Because one thing about marketing is you want to have as much retainers as possible, because that's what will keep your business going. So we got them leads. We didn't just get them leads. We got them quality leads that will serve them for a year within the first month. So it was later I realized that the leads that we gave them, because one thing about real estate is it's they sell high ticket products, and you cannot expect to close your lead the same day you got them. It takes effort in nurturing.
Yes.
So out of the list, we had about 250 contacts that we gave them. Now, out of those 250, 78% of them, because I did the calculation, 70% of them showed interest in buying the property that they were selling because it was like a landed property. They had so many acres. Even some of them even said that they are even willing to go for inspection because one of the lead magnets we had was like a virtual tour of the place. So a month after, they just said, we want to, just stylishly said, we don't want to continue with this. We want to press nurture. That was like, and I realized that, I don't already collect everything I want. And still on the realities, because like you mentioned earlier, it's not that everything has been rosy from the beginning like that. There were some times where, maybe you feel that the business had some downtimes. So can you share a time that the business failed and the lessons that, carried you on?
Not that the business failed, but sometimes in life, when you do not, when the responsibility of life eats you beyond your expenses is already, the personal expenses is eating deep into the business. That's one of the things that actually affected me. Why? Because as at the time I started Diary, things were going fine, but this is it. We started Diary in October. It was in the season
of gifting.
So things were going very, very fine. And based on that, I had forecasted that's how things would go on. So January, things were a little bit shaky. In February, would bounce back. But then from March, things went dry. And it looks like what was wrong. So we'd be like, we should increase ad budget. We should do more. So we're just trying to double all the effort that we put, and we're putting money into that. Meanwhile, expenses, personal expenses, or also the business expenses is also on the rise. But so not understanding the season was one of the things that affected, that almost crumpled the business. In fact, I had to take a job I leave business for a while because business was taking more money than it could give.
Yeah.
So I stopped spending money on ads. When people show interest, we do it for them, and that way we know that we are not making. At one point, I ran ads. But that time, you still used to run small budget ads. Ran ads of 15K and did not convert any. Usually, if I run ad of 15K of that same budget back then, I should at least get like 3 times of that amount. I didn't get anything. That means 15K I could have used to eat. I was the only one running the business then. 15K where I was supposed to take chop, I'd gone into ads and it's not coming back. So why? Because I was maximizing my efforts when the possible outcome was lowest. It was in March, and was it in March? I can't remember. Some of these things, when you understand the dynamics of your own business, people just finish spending their last kobo for Valentine. So nobody was willing to spend money again in March. So I understood that pattern, and I corrected that. So there are no matter how solid your plan is, there's a peculiar lesson in your business that the business itself will teach you. It is not, you can't get this one from mentors. The business itself will teach you that this for things to move forward. When you make this mistake, then you now learn how to correct it and to improve things. So there will always be those times. But the most important thing is, whatever is happening for the business, don't how do I put it? Don't cut off the essential part. I'm trying to put it in an adage. It's like you want to cross a gutter, but there's no plank. Yeah. You now say, okay, let me cut one of my leg and put it there and use the other leg to jump. After you have crossed,
Leg don't go.
you will need the other leg to work
work.
effectively. So they are it's in a things are dry season. Don't lose the essential part. Consider your future too before you're like, we go hard or go home. So that is why sometimes you test run some strategy to see how it works. But sometimes it's just go to pipe low. Just wait. The coast will soon clear. So sometimes when you try to force things to work, it might not come out well. There's no business. There's no business. I mean, we saw when Dangote was having issue that he almost cried. No matter how much business you ventured into.
I'm laughing because I just pictured the video in my head right now of Dangote that time.
Yes. To be honest, nobody is the richest man in Africa. Doesn't mean maybe like is the most successful or whatever the case is. But that kind of man had a lot of things working for him, even in his favor. Yet, the nature of that new business, it was not crying because of sugar or cement. It was crying because of oil. And that was the first time he's venturing. The nature of the business is teaching him the lesson he needs to learn. Do you think he would not have consulted people, mentors, people who have started, people who have failed, or he will have professionals who can give him counsel? But the nature of the business is telling him what he needs to learn to cross that phase, so that going forward he will not have that. So it's just a bridge every one of us have to cross.
Yeah, I think just to add this now, I would like you to talk about how, because from what you said now, I see patience and resilience. So how has this helped you in this journey?
Patience. I think there's much more of resilience than patience. You must be willing to put yourself in challenging situation before the real challenges come. So understand that challenges will always come, and that is where resilience is built. So when you already put yourself in a position, and another thing is resilience. Patience. I can't even say patience is like it's like patience is like inhaler for asthmatic people. You take it when necessary. You can't just say it is essential for survival, but you only take it when necessary. You need to actually make sure that is the only thing that can save you before you become patient, because patience can easily turn into complacency. You are waiting for the market to be better. You are waiting before you know something. But resilience, every time you need resilience, even when you could sit down and be watching results, coming, building resilience is one of the things that is preparing you for the next cycle. And that's why some people have been able to stay completely
Afloat.
because you building resilience, maximizing your output or maximizing your input when things are working for you. When you see that this thing is working, double down on it. That is what you should be resilient about. And when you see that things are now not going well and that it will cost you a lot, that is when you now take patience. But because you've done well in the past, what out of the resources of what you have, you can now take advantage of it.
This is something that I also put into my day-to-day life, and something that I've really, really tattooed in my mind. It's that it works or not. There'll be sometimes that I'll feel I'll just experience some things with some clients. There used to be some clients that once I finish the call like this, I am always down mentally, psychologically. Like, I'll just be like, what's even the essence of all this? But I know that I have put this in my mind that no matter what, I am coming back the next day.
Yes.
I am coming back the next day. So that, and I think that's something that which is something that I learned. I made a joke with a friend that I have started more businesses that failed than the one that is currently scaling.
That's actually how it should be.
Starting more business because
sorry to interrupt you, because in life, you need more lessons from failure than success. Success is like, it's euphoria. It's what is successful today that everybody celebrates will soon go. You will see that the same formula, you will try to replicate it elsewhere, it will not be successful. But when you have failure failure is so strong that it can show itself consistently in everything. So when you try something and it failed, and in the next way you try to avoid that thing, what you try to avoid cannot come back and bite you in the ass again. So there failure, how do I put it? I'm trying to put it in the sense. Failure, success is floating. So what is successful today might not be successful tomorrow. But what is failing today, try it another time, the same way, it may still fail. Yeah. The chances of it failing again is high. If what failed today, right, does not fail tomorrow, there is something in the parameters that is now different. But you can carry success word for word, the exact thing, and duplicate it, and it will still fail. But failure guaranteed. Yep. If you do not change the parameters, it will fail again. So there is so much to learn in failure that if you will, and that is why, because what you need for that thing to be successful are lessons from the failure. That is why almost every brand have like a flagship product. Talk about do feel that the people that are doing Indomie, there is Indomie, there is Mini-Me. One, they need, and the reason why some of them are doing it, not only to have competition with each other, but to use others to learn, to do learning curve, so that they get failure from there to improve the one that is doing well. 3 Crowns and Pick Milk. Those kind of things. Same thing with Nestle. So in so many ways, Coca-Cola too. Everybody, Coke is selling, but there is Fanta, there is Schweppes now. Now they've bought Hollandia, all the cheese, the entire cheese stuff. So the cheap product. Now they are using even all those ones to do a learning curve. The idea is, we found that they don't even know how Coca-Cola was successful. It's not as if Coke is the most nutritive product that Coca-Cola has, but because they found that it is successful, they have created so many things around it to be failing on behalf of Coke. So any other thing, there was a time their deal with Schweppes didn't work, and there was a time that they revisited the deal. They are using others to learn the failure, because you need more failure. So you don't want your star child, your flagship product to fail, to learn, and you want to do anything. Look at Steve Jobs. Other things that he created didn't go well, but Apple did well. And that is why everything, Nexar and what other thing that he did, he took everything he learned from there, everything he built from there, incorporated it back into Apple, and it was able to work. But while he was at Apple, while they fired him at Apple, he took what he learned in Apple and put it in those ones. It didn't work. But he took the failure from those ones and put it in Apple, and it worked. So sometimes when you need failures, however, use other things as shock absorber for your failure, so that your star product does not fail.
That's really profound. That's really, really profound. I think I would want to end this with this question, because someone asked me this question, and I would also like to get your perspective, because looking back at the journey and the progress that you've made in business. So if you were to start again today, and you have nothing but your skills, so what would you build first?
I'll go back to the strategy that I have, the core 3 things that people are willing to buy, things that help them make money, things that save them time, or things that give them pleasure. In those 3 categories, they are like multiple businesses. So I look at my first environment. But one skill that I always take along is my persuasion capability, being able to, use content and narrative to convince people to buy. But there's market in those things. There's market. I was telling you about a dry cleaning business or whatever the case is. What is part of the things that give people pleasure? When you see your clothes being sharp, being dope, looking well,
Even the packaging itself.
the packaging, you will be willing to pay more. Or whatever, anything that gives people pleasure, especially in this Nigeria. That is why we are one of the top people that is shopping on Temu. Why? We just want to feel good about our money. We want to enjoy our bargaining power. So yes, I can't tell one particular thing, but I will go back into that theory and be able to pick out something, and I trust that it will work out.
Wow, this has really been insightful, and honestly, it's more than I expected. And thank you so much for coming on board. I'm really glad that you're here today. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. This has really been an insightful and explorative episode. Thank you so much.